Hello survivors and welcome to We Who Survive. My name is James and this is episode 6 of my Hunter series here in Vintage Story. So we're going to get this episode started. As you can see, I've got some changes around the homestead. I'm sitting on top of the new addition, and then in the back there, I'm not quite sure if you can make it out, but back in my little lake, have a new farm that's sprouted up. So I'm not quite sure how far we'll get in this episode. I've got to edit it all together. We shall see. I have a lot to go through and edit, so I got to see what I cut it down to. So let's dive into it. Alright, well, I'm not seeing any rifts out here. Anvil and everything's pretty much done cooling at this point, but we got some other things we need to do. We need to start winterizing because winter is coming. It's almost fall at this point. So I got a couple things on my mind. Number one is if I can start a little farm to get one more harvest of vegetables, that would be great. So I'm going to try and give that a shot. And then I would also like to start working on leather for leather backpacks. And I discovered that pelts are a thing. So we'll have to get some pelts going and ultimately make some lamellar armor, hopefully. But yeah, that's what's in the immediate plans. Right now, I'm going to start gathering some materials for the farm. So I guess let's get a farm built. Alright, very nice. Obviously we're not quite done, but I think that'll work for a location. I do still need, I think I need to actually get some wood for the fencing, and I'm not quite sure the seed layout, so I'll have to figure all that out. And there's some drifters, so I think we'll call that a night for now, and I'll figure out the rest another time. Oh, come on, dude. Alright, whatever. At least now they're not like a huge deal, it's just annoying. Alright boys, unlike Minecraft, I have to face my demons. The sun won't just burn them to death. But that's okay. I need temporal gears. I would like to get a temporal gear so I can maybe reset my spawn point if I ever want to move down south or something. These guys can drop flax. There's all kinds of good stuff to harvest from them, honestly, if you can kill them. And if they drop anything. But the drop rates are terrible. Alright, well now that those little terrors are gone from my house, let's do some good old-fashioned country boy farming, folks.
Straight to the nearest bar. AC/DC on the jukebox, back and black. Got so drunk I was singing like a maniac. Smoked so much I about had a heart attack. So it's a fact. Rascal is back. Got back, I ain't gonna lie. I dressed up in a suit and tie, pulled out the driveway 7:45. Yeah, in the morning. They started having bed.
Alright boys, it's not quite time to hang up the overalls yet. I got some stuff planted, some rye, some flax, some carrots, and some turnips. But now I need a fence. I don't really need a fence, I don't think, because there's no bunnies around here. Like, they're just literally rabbits don't spawn right here. So, no idea how that happened, but I got really lucky. But let's build a fence anyway. It'll look good.
AC/DC on the jukebox, back and black. Got so drunk I was singing like a maniac. Smoked so much I about had a heart attack. I woke up in someone's yard. rascal is back. It's crossed my mind that I'm a fool for leaving all I had. But then I think about it, dear. Boy, I sure am glad that I dug out my boots and threw out the fanny packs on the van and got my old Harley back. Picked up the bike and flew out the cul-de-sac. AC/DC on the jukebox, back in black. Got so drunk I singing like a maniac. Smoked so much I about had a heart attack. So hang on to your hats. The rascal is back.
Alright people, I'm about out of fence really, so I mean I got a little bit extra, but I think that'll do for now. I have to figure out what I want to do on the back. I don't know if I want to leave it open to expansion or if I want to just land it and fence it. I don't know, but this should have already been safe because there's like literally no wildlife here to eat it. But yeah, so I'm not worried about leaving the back open. We'll leave that for now and go get some sleep. So I had my sleep woken up by a temporal storm. First time that's ever happened.
Damn!
So since outside was looking a little scary, I just decided I'd wait inside like a top G would do. And once the storm was over, I went out and I added sort of a back wall, I guess you would say, to the farm. Made it out of dirt just to keep it simple and easier to expand. And yeah, so the farm is looking safe now. Alright, that's a pretty cute baby's first farm, I guess. That'll do. That'll definitely do. Alright boys, so the theme in my mind right now is progressing forward and winterizing, and something I learned through reading on the Reddit is that you can actually harvest cobblestone from ruins, which I didn't think you could, but that's because if you break partial blocks like this one, then you just wind up actually getting the stone. But if you break a full cobblestone, which I'm about to test, I read this works, theoretically, I should get the full cobblestone just in my inventory. I guess, yeah, we'll just start here. No way! Alright, so I also looked up cobblestone anyway, and it's super easy. It's 8 stone around 1 clay, which is really easy besides the time to get the stones. But even that's not bad, because I've now learned through mining that when you break rocks, you get the stones, so... yeah, I don't know. Either way, cobblestone is abundant. I thought it was going to be a big deal. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to start collecting some. And this is what we're going to build with in the future, is cobblestone instead of dirt. I asked on Reddit because I was a bit curious how insulating works in this game, because you do need an insulated home during winter, but apparently it's pretty simple. It's like 1 block, and either your blocks are insulated or they're not, and your home is sealed or it's not. So... we should be fine with dirt, but the cobblestone looks nice. Oh, that's a fancy rock. I'm keeping that. I like fancy rocks.
I feel like Mike Jordan, give me the rock and I'm scoring. Ayy, came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, ayy, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Ayy, oof, I told out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
Well, holy crap, boys. I got a lot of Boney Soil from that cobblestone run. Look at it. It's probably as tall as us. Yeah, that's at least as tall as us. And it's a couple wide. So that's a lot of Boney Soil. We are going to want to pan that before winter when the water gets cold. For sure. Well, since there's drifters outside, I sort of want to use the time. So I gotta make a saw. If this stupid thing will ever heat up, we're gonna try our hand at this. Never actually smithed before. Oh, I guess we're ready. I want a saw blade. Saw blade. There we go. Alright, now I have no idea how the hell this works, honestly. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I think I get it. I think you have to choose how you're gonna hit it, and that moves the block. So like right, I should hit this. Oh. Okay. Oh, I can see why people think this is annoying, but it's also sort of cool, I can't lie. Alright, I like it. It's gonna take time, but it's pretty neat, I guess. Ah, strike through. Okay, there's a bunch of extra metal. I was wondering, I'm like, how the hell do I get rid of this, dude? So you have to switch to strike through, and then that lets you just destroy the metal. Oh my god, boys, we have a saw blade. I can't believe it. This means we can make boards. I just need some sticks to make the actual saw. And while I do have sticks, I think I'm going to call that a night and worry about it in the morning, because I just want to get rid of these drifters. So day 28 was spent mostly doing this, chopping trees, because I want to start working on leather, which requires at least 3 barrels, and I'm going to need boards for that. And then I need boards in general to start making wooden chests and that type of fun stuff. Look at all these boards. It's probably not actually a lot, but I'm excited, people. Now we can make barrels. Alright, that should be everything for all 3 barrels. I may not have thought this through, I guess, but there we go. Toss the rock. Okay, whatever. Now I got 3 barrels, which is exactly what I need for leather making. So I guess I'll just tuck them right here for now. And this is where we'll do our leather making. I really need to expand this place. Or just build a new place. I don't know. We'll see when we get the cobblestone together. But we're ready for leather. Although I do need oak logs. And I need actual leather hides. So I'm gonna have to go kill some animals for sure. So day 29 is another pretty chill day. I do have to kill some drifters when I wake up, but that's sort of starting to become usual and not a big deal. I'm just getting used to that. But anyway, I decided to head west, which this is the first time I've ever headed west, really. And the goal is to hopefully find some animals to hunt for their skin and make leather. And then just as well, I would like to also find some copper deposits, hopefully. And I think that's honestly what I sort of had more success with. So before I even see a single rabbit, literally, I come across this fat stack of malachite ore bits. And this is looking thick, so we're going to definitely mark this down. I'm not going to be able to mess with it right now, but we will come back. Now, thankfully, it's only a few more minutes of wandering before I run into something, but I run into a wolf, of course. However, I did decide to try to hunt it, because they can have medium hides, potentially. So I found a few ruins and some other cool things along the way, but I mean, after the wolf, I spent most of the day looking for medium and large animals, and I found nothing. And up until here, I really wasn't even seeing rabbits, but thankfully in this area, I noticed my first rabbit, and that's when I decided to accept my fate, and I settle on rabbit hunting. I'm not really trying to do small hides and pelts, but I figure if nothing else, I can at least get another crock or two to seal at this point. Okay, cool. Finally, something large, dude. This poor deer was like cornered. Threw a few spears at him, and then he ran off, and he just needed one to finish. I think this is literally the only large animal I've found, because I think these give large pelts. I was hoping to do large pelts because I think you only need 6 or 8 as opposed to like 12 medium. But alright, I gotta make do with what I got. The day's about done now, so I just sort of gotta go home and inventory. I found more to explore than I did more functionally useful, but I guess I'll have to call that a night. So unfortunately, I don't have enough rawhide to actually start the leather making process. I mean, I do. You can use any amount, but I want a full saturation here. But I do get the barrels ready at the least, so that's actually a fairly simple process. The first barrel is the lime or borax barrel, and since I'm surrounded by limestone, I just crushed a bunch up with my hammer, and then I put it in this first barrel here, and that becomes my lime water barrel. And then the second barrel, you just need to put like 5 oak logs in if you're doing a full batch of 50 liters. And then you seal that for weak tannin. And then to make the strong tannin, you do the same thing, except when it becomes weak tannin, I'll have to do this again, I suppose. So the next thing I do is I put solid doors around the place, and this is mostly for insulation value, a part of winterizing. I may be wrong, but if I understand correctly, I don't believe the crude doors actually provide you an insulation value during the cold, as where the solid doors do, which is also why they can be used for the cellar. And I did put a solid door on the cellar. I can't quite remember where. I think Reddit. Somebody was advising me not to because they couldn't get it to work right. But my cellar has the exact same expiration times, whether it's dirt blocks or a solid door. So I went with the solid door just to make life easier. So now with the barrels done and solid doors all around the house, my plan was to go hunting a little more and get some more rawhides so I can actually start the leather making process. But I got a bit distracted. I wanted to get some stones so I could make a quern, which basically lets you grind up materials by hand. And to get stones, you have to like mine them out from around the other stones so that it doesn't turn into the little stones. It's sort of an interesting thing. But yeah, I thought I needed to grind up quartz to make glass. It turns out you actually just smith the quartz chunks in a bloomery, so yeah. Now here's the real distraction, which really isn't a distraction. I basically had a failed hunt, and then I came across this malachite, so I decided it was time to dig. I was going to get something out of this day for all my effort. So, since I mined through the night, I decided to just keep going. But what I had next in mind was putting my cobblestone to use. I gotta make a forge, because I need to put the bloomery somewhere, and I don't really have space. It'd be nice if I could have some inside kilns and somewhere to set the anvil, so it's time to get digging, because I need an add-on to my base. Boys, it just doesn't feel big enough. No matter what I do, I just come out feeling inadequate. Is this common? Needs to be a little bit bigger. And then when I'm finally done, I'm gonna wish it was way bigger. Watch. I already know it. Ugh. I'm making this too small. Yeah, see, that's way too small. I gotta go at least one farther back. I'll push it 2 back until it hits that next natural level up of land. And then I guess that's probably where I'll call it. I guess I do get to go 1 wider just to make it even with the front of the building. I guess I hadn't actually considered what I was doing externally. I was just more worried about making space, but I guess if I line up the fronts, I can maybe actually make this look semi-aesthetic. We'll see. Okay, I'm not so sure I have enough cobblestone to do exactly what I want to do, because I just want to cobble the whole thing. I don't even want a dirt floor this time, but I guess we'll see. I gotta get started. Alright boys, she's not quite finished, but I made a whole second cobblestone run, and this is still what I got, so I think I'm gonna have to call this one here for now.